Hello, Insomniacs. It's Kurious Cyclopes.
And Steve.
And we are Never Sleep Again TV, huh? Steve recently got some fun new toys for us to play with. Not only did we get these fancy little colorful microphone pop filter things, but he got a device that we can take frickin' live calls during our shows, like when we're recording stuff. So yeah, in the future we'll be able to do some live streaming with it, I'm sure. But for now, just getting used to the software. We're probably just going to be, taking calls on regular episodes.
Yeah.
But we do have one friend who should be calling any minute now. It's kind of like, right now it's like an open forum, I guess. I mean, if you want, you could call and chat about horror. Who knows, man? Who knows what people are going to ask us. But we did put the number out there online, so we're definitely getting one caller. We might get two, might get three, might get only one. Who freaking knows? But I'm very excited. This opens up a whole new window of opportunities for us.
Yeah.
So we are very excited to have these tools now. So, all right. Should be getting that call very shortly.
Yep.
Man, so what the heck is that anyway?
What's that?
That cool device there.
It's called the iRig 2, I think.
Oh, nice.
I think it's made for like guitars to go into either computers or things like that. But
wow. And how did you figure you can use that for?
Just from watching YouTube videos.
Oh, wow. Yeah, YouTube rocks. Not only is there good talk shows like ours, but we learned a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah.
Like even chroma key we learned on YouTube. But, it's always a fun learning experience.
Oh, yeah.
But it's really fun when we get new toys to play with. Whew, but I'm really psyched. Can't wait for those calls to come on. Come on, call us.
It's like making the shout to people as if this were live and they knew that we were asking them for calls.
I know, yeah.
Come on, guys,
this
call
is
us.
pseudo live.
This is the Never Sleep Again telethon.
Yep. Oh, I'm really. Oh, here
There's
we go.
the call.
Got our first caller. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, welcome to the show. How are you?
My name is Sharamar. How do you introduce yourself on podcast? I don't know.
Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
Yep, her name is Sharamar. Very
Hey.
good. Very
Yeah,
good
my name is
friend of mine.
Sharamar. Hey. Yeah.
Very good person. Very good friend of mine. So, what would
Just
you
a
like?
friend of yours.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to chat about today, Sharamar?
Well, we're not talking about some kind of music that has some kind of a horror movie element to it.
Yeah, we could.
Specifically, soundtrack.
Yeah, we did a little chat about that. But yeah, we could chat about that if you would like.
Oh no, if you've moved on from that, then so have I. But if you have anything else to chat about, I'm also here to chat about it.
Well, yeah, it's kind of like
We're
an
just
open
chatty
forum.
Cathy's.
So yeah, if you want, I guess I could start off with. Have you seen any of the newer horror movies that came out recently? Anything new?
Yeah, I just saw it.
No way.
I haven't seen. Yeah. It was not that great.
Really?
Ooh.
What did you think about it?
I thought that they relied way too much on special effects.
All right,
There's so much of that movie that could have been made way creepier by using practical effects.
Yeah, that actually, when people do complain about this movie, I always hear the same complaint about the CGI, specifically for Bill Skarsgård, I'm assuming, like Pennywise himself, being all CGI.
No, it's not even like for him. It's every little child in the kids that are in the movie, they each had their own thing that they were afraid of, and each thing was overall represented by Pennywise. But then, like the one kid who had the psychiatrist or something, and there was like a weird picture.
Oh yeah.
Like everything was it was overly CGI'd entirely.
Yeah, I could say that some of the aberrations that Pennywise showed up as, they could have definitely done some of that practical effects. Especially like that.
Yeah, and even if it was just a part of it was a practical effect, and then you jazzed it up with CGI,
yeah,
I would have been happy. But it was all CGI, like that portrait in the psychiatrist room or whatever it was, and it came to life, and then I didn't buy it from the beginning, and then they tried to bring it back later when they were attacking the children individually in the sewer, and I was just like, even more now, your friend should be like, are you really afraid of this badly painted portrait?
Yeah, it was a scary lady with a flute. Yeah, that was a little silly.
Yeah, like what is there to fear here? I was at a certain age when I saw the original It, and even then it didn't like really scare me, but this was I was ready to be scared when I saw this, and I was not at all.
Yeah, believe it or not.
There was a couple jump scares.
Mm-hmm. But when I saw the original It, believe it or not, that actually scared the crap out of me. For me, this one was more kind of funny, just because I have a dark humor, I guess. But, you know, yeah, I could see your issue with the CGI. Like, for instance, the headless boy in the library. Did that really need to be CGI, or could they have just done the whole
why did that have to be that? That could have been, we could have worked around that.
Yeah, I like CGI.
They just, like, relied heavily on CGI for most everything. And then they even included that whole portion of it. I mean, it's not a whole portion, but, like, that whole scene with Pennywise dancing, and that was entirely CGI. Like, why even have that in the movie? Like, if you're flexing your CGI muscles, this is not the time to do it, because you're not that good at it, to be honest.
Yeah, and
like I could see maybe where like a movie like Avatar is like, we're doing the whole thing. Here's the whole thing. But a movie like It, where they're just like, here's us flexing your CGI muscles, and it's a clown dancing in a box, and it's so poorly done.
It's almost like they were doing
You might as well be fucking throwing shadow puppets on the wall.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
It almost looks like they were intentionally trying to create a meme by having Pennywise dance like that. And of course, there's memes of it everywhere now. Like he's dancing to every fucking song.
So it's hard to know what came first, the chicken or the egg. Did the meme come first, or did they want a meme to come at all?
Yeah, it's almost like they were.
Or did they think that it was, or did they think they were doing something new and original? It was just like, oh my god, like. Generally, with horror movies, I am always going to be, practical effects over special effects.
That's me all the way. I'm definitely a practical guy. Steve, what did you think about the CGI, in your opinion?
I mean, I agree. I hear it all the time. That's like the #1 complaint for that movie. I do understand it. I think when...
But it's not the fact that they used it, because you gotta sometimes.
Yeah.
But the fact that they... really leaned into it. The fact that they really rested their laurels on it. As much as they rested their laurels on the fact that maybe a bunch of 12-year-olds could act.
Yeah.
That was what saved the movie. They were 50%. These 10-year-olds could act. We know one for a fact because he was in Stranger Things.
I'm surprised the kids were
And then
CGI.
this is almost pretty much Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And then the other 50% was like, here's all the CGI. And Pennywise himself only had 4 speaking lines. Mm-hmm. He should have been, for as much as they use him in the advertisement, they should have predominantly featured him in the movie.
Yeah, I mean...
But he really wasn't a big thing. It wasn't really a big thing. It was more a movie about these kids, which I appreciate, because they're going to do a sequel where they're adults, and I expect that to be a fucking good movie.
I hope it is. I really hope so.
See, me too, but I feel like historically the adult half of it has always been the more boring half of the two.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting.
But historically speaking, we only have 2 things to draw from, the book and the made-for-TV
That's true.
feature.
Which I love, for the record. I love the original.
Yeah,
still
great. Fucking amazing.
Yeah, masterpiece in my eyes. But what?
In my mind, in my memory, the adult portion of that movie was the really scary part of that movie.
Oh, okay. Because they were slowly regaining their memories of Pennywise. Therefore, he was manifesting to adults, which normally he doesn't do. So I see why that's scary.
Yeah. Because they were adults that were finally, because, that came out in an era where it was a lot of horror movies of children versus adults. Not directly, but I'm telling you something's wrong and you don't believe me.
Oh yeah,
and so when it came out, it was like, we're not telling any adults this. We are the adults, and we have to tell ourselves that this is true.
Do you think it's getting too much praise, undeserved praise, the new one?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think it's that great. I wouldn't pay full price for a movie ticket. It did not scare me. It did not... Of course, it's never going to live up to its predecessor because I have nostalgia on my side.
I'm surprised how many people said it's better than the original. See, I would never say that.
No.
But a lot of people are saying, like, oh...
People have said to you that it's scarier than the original? It is scarier than the original because I did not find the original that scary. That's why I love it so much.
And I actually found
it's one of those
terrifying.
Old horror movies that I love so much, not because it scared me as a young child, but because I just watched it as a young child, and I was just like, this is a movie. I'm watching it. It's a good movie. I like it.
So who had the better Losers Club, then? The kids.
The original.
Yeah.
I think they relied too much on this cussy, potty mouth kid.
That kind of
It's like, what the fuck is that? It was like for shock value, but it had no shock whatsoever. Because they all cuss all the fucking time.
Yeah, I was like, is that really
and they had the kid from Stranger Things just saying fuck all the time, and I was just like, oh, come on.
Well, I did say I definitely preferred the chemistry even of the original kids, but do you know what I absolutely hated about this new one? I hated Henry Bowers, and I didn't care for the bullies at all, really.
Is he the one from the Stranger Things?
No, like the bullies from the new It, I did not care for the bullies at all. Like Henry Bowers. I thought the original bullies from It were better, more intimidating.
No, because they weren't afraid to, they weren't holding back. They were like, oh no, we're actual bullies. We're going to make your life a living actual hell.
Yeah. I mean, I found it a little intense how they actually cut Ben, just like they did in the book. But the bullies themselves, they didn't convince me. They didn't intimidate me. But the original Henry Bowers...
No, right? Because that little cussing kid would have just stepped up. At any point, I could have just... you have this kid, and his entire purpose in this movie is just to say fuck as many times as he can. And fuck your mom, I'm gonna fuck your mom, me fucking your mom, me fucking your sister.
Oh,
he's so edgy, oh, he's so cool. Yeah. And then there's bullies, and he's just like, I don't know what to say. And no, go fuck yourself, go fuck your mom, fuck you. Say the same things you say to your friends, you piece of shit.
I got a
the
question.
Losers Club in this, the Losers Club in this iteration of It. Oh my God, is it called It because it's an iteration and it comes along in 20 years out?
Iteration.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Iteration would have been that would have been a good title. What did you think about Pennywise?
If I'm taking up too much of your time, I'm sorry.
No.
Pennywise himself.
Yeah. How do you compare the two?
Pennywise himself, as a narrative, they did so much legwork because they know how lazy people are now. Of telling you his background story right off the bat, when that has nothing to do with the actual monster because he exists outside of time itself. He's literally an interdimensional fucking demon being. And nothing to do with any of this. They spent so much time on this kid going to the library and learning some shit.
Yeah.
They just wanted to make the fat guy interesting, which I understand. I've dated enough of them. The fat guy is never interesting.
Yeah.
If he is, he spent too much time in the library.
You just hurt Steve's feelings right there. No, just kidding. But
no, I'm trying to.
Hey, did you think
That's just me. I'm a cunt. I'm sorry.
That's alright. Luckily, this isn't public television, so we could curse as much as we want.
Yeah.
Fuckity fuck.
Oh, thank God! That fucking fat cunt.
It's so gorgeous.
All that shit. They poured it into it, the original It. And granted, I have not read the book, so that is a caveat right there.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm saying I have seen the original It 5 times. The new It is just pouring sugar down your throat. This whole nostalgia thing. it's weird, and I get where people are saying like you're resting your laurels on this Stranger Things kind of like Big Bang Theory crowd, where they understand history and they understand that it is ubiquitous with history, pop culture, and everything. It's ubiquitous. You understand some things about it, and you understand like the outward lying things about it. But when you get down to it, the people that really have watched it, and I'm sure that not from personal experience, but have read it and are watching it right now, they're probably so pissed. It's so bad. It's so bad. Even me, as not somebody who's read the book, but somebody who's just watched the movie a bunch of times, like, there's just some things you don't fuck with, and one of those things is 80s horror. Don't remake it. Don't touch it. Don't fucking fuck with it. It was closer to the book from everybody that I know that has read the book. It is way closer to the book, but that's not to say that that book should have ever been rendered into a movie to begin with. Mm-hmm. And that's not to say that they ever did a good job to begin with. And you're not doing a better job now because they did such a shitty job in the 80s. They did it, and they did it as best as they could, and it was fucking heartfelt, and it was passionate. This is just capitalism, money cashing in on a fucking thing.
Did you think
they're trying to make money off of people?
Do you think the CGI on Pennywise himself was too much for you?
Yeah.
Like when his mouth opens up.
Specifically on Pennywise himself.
Uh-huh.
No, it wasn't even that. It was when he was like dancing in the music box.
Oh, so,
it was when he was like crawling up to the main character.
Bill?
Man, Bill. Of him just like coming up to him, and he has that shaky Korean horror element. And it's like, you're just doing this because you know it's unsettling, because we learn this because you know this from Korean and Japanese
you mean
horror cinema. You're just doing that shaky thing.
Yeah, the sporadic movements and the really dashy, like, I'm so crazy.
Yeah. And it wasn't anything new. They were just doing it if they knew in the 80s that, like, The Ring would be a thing. Or, like, The Grudge. They had, like, grudge elements in it. And it was so annoying. That's what I kept thinking the whole time. I was like, oh, fucking Japanese horror film still finds itself not being done justice, because they did it great. We're doing it shit by introducing it into all of these horror movies. We see movies like Mother, Shudder, our own remakes of The Grudge, where it's like, we're not doing it anywhere near as well as them, so we should just not do it, because that's their whole thing, and they're doing it.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Gangbusters.
You're actually the first person I heard that pointed out maybe some inspirations pulled from Asian horror, so that's really interesting to hear.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
They pulled a lot of the most unsettling, the most actually scary and unsettling elements in it are from Asian horror cinema.
Do you know what made me think Asian horror right
borrowed
away?
Heavily from that.
Do you know the scene when Beverly's...
I'm sorry, what?
When Beverly's hair came out of the sink? That was totally Asian horror right there. Her hair came out of the sink. That
was the only part of that movie that I thought was true to the original and just as horrifying. I don't know if it's just because I'm always going to be a creepy missing girl for the rest of my days. I'm always going to be a 13-year-old girl forever.
It reminded me of The Ring, though.
The only scene I really remembered really scaring me from the original It. So when they redid it, I was like, they didn't really change that much. And the hair element is very Asian cinema. Horror cinema. But they did it in the original, so they get a license to do it again. And they did it again, and that was the only part of that movie that I thought was like, oh, good, you kept that. And I can only imagine, not having read the book, that's the only part from the book that is actually like rendered on the screen.
Does it happen?
Because if two movies, decades apart, do the same exact thing, then it must be real.
Mm. Steve, do you remember if the hair scene was in the book? I'm not sure if it was.
I don't know. I didn't read the books.
Yeah. Oh, Steve read.
Or the book.
Mm-hmm.
Not
that you remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like she said, it had to be there if both versions did it.
I don't even.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be there because it was so similar, and it was the only part that really struck me from this remake to the original, that they really kept true to the original. So I can only imagine that it's true to the book, and they couldn't do anything better, and they were throwing it in for like old fans, and they couldn't really like improve on the original, because that is fucking frightening. That is so scary. But the hair thing, I think that's a main part of Japanese horror folklore. So it can be construed as being a Japanese horror thing, but I think that's a Stephen King original. I think it was in the first it's in the second it's in the book, probably. I haven't read it. But yeah, no, I think that's the only real good part about any of it. Also, it's how it manifests itself to a teenage girl, so I might be biased on it.
Yeah.
I'm going to admit that.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely remember.
Never have been afraid of hair attacking me personally, but my hair has attacked me personally. It's very curly and it gets a lot of knots in it.
It's going to strangle you with it.
Yeah, I don't know what's in it. It's like a dimension in there.
Some herbal essence?
Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, oh. Well, I shaved half of it, so I only have to deal with 50%.
Well, at least you have less hair to fight against you. I'm having that problem myself.
My hair fights against me. I fight against my hair. So we both fight for good cinema.
That should be the campaign for Locks for Love.
With Locks for Love, we're making movies.
Yeah, right. Maybe they're making Pennywise wigs now that it's popular.
Well, that only comes from pure leprechaun crotch hair.
Oh man, we gotta go to Ireland and capture some leprechauns.
It's just very hard. That's why it took so long for another movie to come out.
Yeah,
you gotta get the little bastards. You gotta get those little bastards. You gotta snip off their fucking little pubes.
That's why the budget.
But leave enough for them to stuff it like that.
It took them 27 years to shave enough leprechauns to make that wig.
Every 27 years they get enough leprechauns to try to make another.
Every 27. Wait. Well, how many times? What is the difference in years between how many times it comes up from the depths?
27.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet that's how long it takes to fucking snip some leprechaun hairs off of their little tiny pubes.
Yep, there's not enough. Since they're so small, there isn't much pubic hair.
That's why
harvest.
you gotta. There's probably somebody behind the scenes that's like the cult of Chucky just came out. It's like cult of Pennywise. Mm-hmm. We're here. We've been. Oh my God, redheads! Oh, doing this, doing that. Let's cut a little bit of your pubic hair. And then they fucking get it together. They burn it with some incense and some fucking pork rinds, or I don't know. and then they just they summon him up from the depths.
I'm liking your theories here.
Okay. Yeah. No. Okay. So new movie theory. It only comes around when you burn enough leprechaun hair with pork loin to fucking summon that demon clown.
So when it's all said and done, you give the new It a 10 out of 10 then, huh?
No, once it's all said and done, the new It gets like a 2, like a 3 out of 10.
Wow. Well, it's actually refreshing.
Yeah, no, I do not like it. I would not suggest people to see it.
Yeah.
If you really want to see it, don't pay money for it.
Just pirate it.
Wait until it's free. Wait until it's on TV. I don't think it's that great.
All right. Well, it's refreshing to hear your opinion because obviously most people are like raving about it, so it's refreshing to hear the flip side of.
See, that's the thing. Whenever I saw people like oh my God, we've been waiting for it for so long. It's been like this big driving thing that we've all been waiting for, and then finally it got released.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw a huge wave, and many people that I've spoken to saw a huge wave on their Facebook feed of people checking in, watching it. No reviews, none.
So
they're just watching it.
So what you're saying is you're really excited for It Part 2, Chapter 2.
I am.
Yeah.
I did not see a lot in Part 1. But
yeah.
I am excited for Part 2 because I know it's going to be better, and I hope that they take a lot of the community saying things about what's wrong with it. And if they're going to go ahead and do CGI, then I hope CGI by then is, far superior to the CGI we have now, because it sucked in the first one. So maybe they take that and they take everything into account, and it's just a better movie overall.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I definitely would have liked to see more practical effects, which definitely it seemed like it had none, really.
What's your favorite movie that you've seen lately that has good practical effects?
Well, I actually thought that you know how when there could be practical effects that they augment with CGI? Like how it's a hybrid. I actually thought Pennywise himself wasn't a bad hybrid, because you know how they would switch back and forth from the Bill Skarsgård to the CGI Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, but they made it his face, which I'm not going to take anything away from him as an actor, but he could have, if he knew he had that limited lines, and if he knew that he had that limited presence in the movie, considering how much they would dub the bottom half of his neck with CGI while he was still emoting.
Yeah.
He's a good actor. I've seen him in other shit. He's a good actor. In this movie, I don't think they chose the right guy, or if they did choose the right guy because he's a good actor, they chose a good actor and then debilitated him because they CGI'd so much of him below the neck. I just was like, what the fuck are you doing? What even are you doing right now? There were moments in that movie where I was watching it and I was like, what even are you doing right now? What the fuck is this?
I heard Pennywise wears Calvin Klein.
He's dancing around and he's coming up to the guy, and then instead of, they're trying to do that shaky Korean, like I said before, Japanese,
yeah, absolutely, fucking
shaky thing. But instead of hiring a guy who could maybe do that practically, they're just CGIing it, and it looks like a computer glitching in front of my face.
That's funny. Yeah. All right, well, we're going to have to open up the line for some other callers, but thank you so much for calling in. Please call in again some other time. Next time we'll probably have
let me know whenever
topics.
you're having a conversation.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know the original topic was a horror movie music or soundtrack.
Yeah,
I just want to put my 2 bits out there. I want to say, Philip Glass, motherfucker, Candyman, bitch.
Oh my
That's the best.
God.
It's never going to get better than that. Also, the Goblins are playing here soon, and I'm going to go see that.
Oh, what movie?
Goblin.
Oh, you mean the band?
No, not a movie. Not a movie, the band,
Goblin.
yeah.
Oh my God, I love Goblin. We actually
they're gonna be here, so I'm going to go see them. So
they're where you are? Goblin's playing where you are?
Yeah, in November.
God. Oh wow, cool. Goblin's gonna be in Philadelphia on Halloween night, so I might have to run over to Philly for that.
Oh my God, that's amazing! No, do it.
Yeah, it's so hard though, cause
here's an actual deal. If you go see them in Philly, I'll go see them out here.
All right,
because I have a weird time with concerts.
Evil Dead.
And spending money on them.
You know the State Theater in Easton? Also the same night as Evil Dead the musical. So I guess I'll have to choose Goblin over Evil Dead, but
No, go see the Goblins.
Yeah,
I'm
sure. I mean, how much longer are they going to be around, you know?
Right.
All right, well...
Go see them. and stay creepy. Watch all the horror movies, even if they're animated.
Oh, absolutely. All right. Well, thank you again so much, Sharamar, for calling Never Sleep Again TV. It was a pleasure talking to you.
It's a pleasure talking to you, too.
All right. Well, we'll talk soon. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Yep. Have a good night. All right. So we're opening up our hotline again to any other callers we might have. Does this thing even notify you if there is a missed call when people are calling?
No, not in the middle of a call.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like, blah, blah, try to call you.
Yeah.
But, you know, we got the line back open if anyone is out there. That was a nice, lengthy
yeah.
It's fun taking
it was interesting hearing the negative side of it because we both reacted very positively to it when we saw it.
I know. It's actually funny because one of the first things I said is, everyone knows how much I hate CGI.
Yeah.
But I really didn't have a problem with it in this movie. If I could agree with her on some main things that she said, I agree that the apparitions that Pennywise took shape of, they didn't all need to be CGI. Like, for instance, you don't need a CGI headless boy. You could have just done that practically.
Right.
And, you know, it would have maybe added a little... Because that's a quality I like. I like practical. So I wish there was a little more practicality to it. But
I mean, I guess it's good that they left out the fucking giant Paul Bunyan statue that, like, comes to life, because that would have been straight up CGI.
Didn't you say that you were waiting for that to happen?
Kind of, because you see it in the movie, so I was like, oh, shit, that's coming to life.
Dude, I don't know where the hell it was, but I don't know if it was supposed to be Paul Bunyan, but somewhere in the valley in Bethlehem, Allentown, or somewhere around there used to be a giant fucking lumberjack statue. And
oh, really?
I try to remind my sisters about it because we used to pass it on the highway going places. She thinks I'm making it up, but it definitely was something. It might have been for like a garden.
Are you talking about that one that was outside the farmer's market?
I think so.
Yeah.
It was like a gigantic fucking lumber.
Dude.
Dude, that shit looked like Godzilla size. That must have been as tall as the Paul Bunyan statue for the movie. What the fuck was that anyway, dude?
Yeah, I think he was just like a lumberjack.
It's just a random lumberjack, huh? It wasn't Paul Bunyan? Shit, he was big enough to be.
Yeah, right?
Oh, man. God, it's so cool being able to take calls now.
Yeah,
God,
dude.
It's wonderful. All right. We know you're out there. Give us a not live call.
Hopefully people, like, know that if the line is busy, that they should just keep trying.
Calling or call again in 2 minutes. Yeah, maybe next time I put out a little online thing. I'm like, oh, if it's busy, keep calling, keep calling, keep calling.
Perhaps. And
then after you guys donate a bunch of money to us on Kickstarter, then we'll be able to get more than one line. We'll have to have my girlfriend being the operator. Be like, you guys, you got a call waiting on line 3. Like, all right. Sorry, we gotta run. Switching over to the next caller. Like,
yeah.
It must be nice to actually have like a moderator there.
I'm sure.
To control the calls.
Right.
Because it's just you and I. Well, actually, it's really you controlling all this.
Now we're open to all kinds of bullshit and tomfoolery.
Steve, what happens if they're mean? I'm scared. We're waiting for our first hostile, mean bully caller. Yeah, I know there's one of you jackasses out there that want to pick on me. Come on. Call me. Bring it on.
Yeah, it's his turn, because...
Yeah, don't pick on Steve, though. He's a good guy. You can pick on me.
Apparently fat people are boring.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. When she said that, I was like, you just upset Steve. She's like, don't worry, I'm a C word.
I was not upset.
I know, but it was funny.
Historically, I feel pretty boring, so I guess that's okay.
I just wanted to hear what her reaction was. Like, you just upset my co-host. Right. It's like, oh, that's all right.
Try to shame it. Be like, look what you did.
Look what you did. You monster.
Oh, we got another one.
Here we go. Next caller. Hello, welcome to Never Sleep Again TV. Who is this?
This is Garth Greer. What's up?
Oh man, shit. What's up, buddy? Yeah, Steve and I were just at your house yesterday. How's it going, dude?
It's going all right. Tonight's topic is movie soundtracks, correct?
Yeah, we actually did that earlier today, but right now it's kind of an open forum. But I mean, whatever you want to talk about, even if it's that, go for it. Open discussion. Any topic you
Open
want.
discussion of
Anything.
All right. Well, there is actually a pretty decent movie I saw not too long ago, probably at the beginning of a couple months ago. It was a movie called The Neon Demon.
I heard of that.
Yeah.
It's almost borderline horror. I mean, it is pretty scary. I mean, there are vampires in it and necrophilia. You know, it's a pretty whacked out movie.
I saw that it was associated. I saw that it was associated with the horror genre, but I still haven't seen it. But I heard it's kind of trippy or something.
Oh, it's very trippy. A lot of neon lights. It's obviously it's called the Neon Demon, but yeah, man. Yeah.
So is the demon?
Well, yeah, there's some really good. Yeah, there's some great blood scenes in it, and like I said, it's not exactly a traditional horror slasher film, but it's definitely something worth checking out.
Oh, I definitely will. I know a couple of the locals have seen it and seem to have enjoyed it, so I'll definitely have to add that to my list.
Yeah.
Hey, when are you doing your impersonation?
Oh boy! Oh, Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, come on.
I'll drink a milkshake.
Insomniacs were dying to hear it.
Oh no! I did it. I can only do it for a little bit, and my throat starts to hurt. I need to drink a little bit more whiskey and eat a steak with that when I start talking like Daniel Day-Lewis.
Sounds good to me.
So
what are we doing for our next movie night, huh?
Wait, next movie night?
Yeah.
You said you want to do something like some kind of like real horror, something really weird.
Yeah, we could always, pick up a double feature to the show. So, Dune is definitely on the list for some time. We definitely got to watch Dune soon.
Oh, Dune? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Anything Lynch related, I'll definitely watch. And
you haven't seen that, right?
No.
I mean, are you guys like a fan of like Lynch? Like Mulholland Drive, Lost Highway, and all that?
Yeah, Mulholland Drive, I don't know, I liked parts of it. I wasn't too crazy about it. It wasn't my favorite David Lynch movie. But, I'm open to anything.
All right.
I'm cliche, but Eraserhead's my favorite. But that's cliche of me to say, but I don't know, I love Eraserhead.
I just saw on TV, we had this channel called Comment, and they were playing a whole bunch of old horror movies this month, and the one movie they're going to be playing that I think is pretty cool is Lord of Illusions.
I heard of that.
Clive. I think that's a Clive Barker movie. I'm actually kind of interested in watching it again.
That'd be great. Is Comment on regular cable, or is that a special channel that you have to order?
Well, I have Service Electric. That's the cable company I have, and they're always playing good stuff, man. They do a lot of Vincent Price movies, which is pretty cool to watch.
I got to cover more Vincent Price stuff on this show because I love Vincent Price. Fantastic actor. What's your favorite Vincent Price horror film then?
Probably The Pit and Pendulum.
The Edgar Allan Poe one, yeah.
Well, yeah, I like that old Gothic style.
Yeah.
Well, right now, on a Comment right now, they got that Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Uh-huh. What are they watching?
Yeah, that's it. That's what's on right now. It's The Indestructible Man.
Ooh.
That's the one they're watching.
I think I actually
and after that is The Phantom. I don't think I've ever seen it, actually.
What's the next one called? The Phantom Creeps, is it? Or
The Phantom Planet, I think it's called.
Oh, Phantom Planet. Yeah, I haven't seen that either. I probably haven't seen the majority of the shit on that show, I'm sure, which is why it's on that show.
All right, boys. Well, I'm going to take off. I just wanted to call in real quick and say what's up.
All right, well, thanks for calling, dude. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted on our next open hotline next time, okay? Thanks for calling, though.
All right, yeah.
All right, have a good night.
Yeah, no problem. Yep, ta-da.
Hi, so Garf ended up calling. Oh, it's a little bit of a shame that two of our callers in a row are a little late on the horror soundtrack thing, but maybe it's because it's evening now, but we were doing that earlier in the afternoon. That was a good topic, though.
Yeah.
Hell, anything can happen when it's an open forum. Who knows?
Right.
Huh, so we got two calls. Woo, I'm scared. All right, so I kind of knew that these two people were probably going to call. So if we get a third one, I'm really going to be terrified because I will have no idea who it is.
Nice.
Steve. Hey, Steve, why don't you tell your dad to call quick?
My dad will call and be like, "Shut the fuck up down there."
Yeah. I wonder if it would probably tear my ears apart if I attempted to call us on my phone right now.
Yeah, it probably would.
I'm not going to try that. Well, how many more minutes until we call it? So we're going to give maybe a couple more minutes for a third call.
Just to see what happens.
Well, maybe 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, we're
All
at
right.
40 right now. We'll take it to 45.
Lord. Well, that it rant. She did say she had a little bit to drink, so she had a lot of passionate stuff to say about the new it, which was awesome. Hey, at least we got Garth to call in for a couple minutes.
Yeah,
that was nice. So we got two good friends. All right,
that's cool. I've never heard of that Comet network that he's talking about.
I heard of it. I'm pretty sure I could even see the logo in my head. I just don't think I have it.
Ah.
Yeah, but God, this is just a fantastic setup. Oh, we're gonna take calls forever. I feel like every episode now, we're like, oh, if you happen to call while we're doing an episode,
right,
we'll tell you what we're like. Hey, what are you filming right now? Like, oh, we're doing a Leprechaun Origin, which we probably won't be, but that was just a placeholder. All right, so we'll call it at about. Let's see, it's 8:09, so let's give it maybe 8:16, and then we'll call it if we don't get another caller.
Sounds good.
About 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, me and Steve we had a fantastic day so far. We're actually planning on releasing the first episode we filmed today first, so it won't be out of order if I talk about it, but yeah, earlier today we had our first guest, and that's a whole separate episode that we filmed before this, but it was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, we did have one caller during that, which was awesome. But, yeah, it was fun. We actually had, our friends Justin and Lance come in, to talk about horror soundtracks. Justin performed with his solo project Gift Pills, which is supposed to be like horror music. Oh boy, was it horrifying to hear. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, it's really fun though, like, this whole setup rocks.
Oh, yeah.
And Myers Fan 25, when you borrow someone's phone, because you said you don't have your own to use, but you gotta borrow someone's phone and give us a call, man. He did say that he's able to Skype us, and I was like, alright, once me and Steve figure out, like...
We could still get the audio through Skype on here.
Fuck, well, if I would have realized that, I would have told him to call.
Oh, yeah.
Because he wanted to call today.
I mean,
but it's like, oh, we don't have... Oh, pick it up.
A call from Reading.
Should we pick it up anyway?
I'm not sure if that's show related.
But it's going to that number, isn't it?
I don't know, because they both show up to my phone.
Do you want to try? And if it's not... Here, I won't say nothing. Because if it's a call, it's a call.
Hello?
Hello. Are you still doing your little show?
Yeah, we are. Who's this?
Yeah, so I just wanted to call in and say that guy that you were talking to, that Gary guy, he's a total poser. He knows nothing about Vincent Price.
Oh my god, so you know him, huh? So you know that?
Yeah, I know him.
Oh my goodness. This is amazing.
Yeah, I know that poser.
Wow. So tell me, exactly how is he a poser? And just tell me, fill us in on this Gary guy.
This Gary guy, let me tell you about him. All right. He's a poser because he wants to talk a lot of game, and then he actually has to ask his wife if he's correct.
Ooh! Ow!
Shots fired.
Damn. So it's
Yeah. And he wants to talk about, oh, yeah, I like Vincent Price. Pit in the Pendulum? No. It's Master of the World, 1961. Is the Vincent Price that you want to watch.
Yeah, it's funny. So I was like, oh, so you like Vincent Price? What's your favorite movie? He's like, hold on, let me ask my wife quick. And I was like, oh, no, wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm the one that watches Vincent Price all week.
Well, are you going to punish that poser for his transgressions?
I'm going to punish that poser. I'm totally going to punish him.
You cannot let him bring shame to you through his posing ways.
No, and that's why I needed to clear the record. because that guy is an asshole.
Awesome. Yeah, when he said he had to run quick, I was like, oh, he's probably gonna get it now for being a poser. But I'm glad you're confirming my suspicions. Fantastic.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so
But
much.
listen, thank you so much for letting me clear the air. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening.
Thank
for
you
letting me
so
call
much
in.
for calling. And make sure you have a happy Halloween.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. So we got 3 callers on this open call. It's only going to get crazier from here. I mean...
I was confused by the Reading number on that.
You were
but
scared to pick up.
I didn't know what it would be, but...
Well, I was like, if it's going through that number, I mean...
Because I don't know anybody in Reading. That's why I was like, what?
Man. Yeah, man. That was fun.
Yeah, that was cool.
Well, I'm glad that we know... so, yeah, that guy, Garth, Gary, whatever that poser's name is. Yeah, forget everything he said. He's not a real horror fan. He's a poser. I mean, I know he likes those Transformers movies. I know he's legit about that.
Big Michael Bay fan?
Yeah, but he doesn't know shit about horror. I'm glad... You know, I heard some stuff around the block, but I wasn't sure if they were just being mean and spreading rumors, but no.
I heard he's a big fan of the new It, that they didn't use enough CGI.
Oh my god, yeah, he said there was too much practical effects.
Yeah.
He's like, why were the houses real? Why was the street and the bikes real? That should have been all CGI because it's better. You could do whatever you want with it. So, yeah, he's a sick pup, I'll tell you. Maybe he's going to get put down after that phone call. It seems he brought some shame to us. Uh-oh.
He's calling back.
Oh, God. Hello, welcome to Never Sleep Again TV. Who is speaking here?
Hey, this is Garth. Yeah, don't listen to that last broad who just called up.
Oh, my
Anyways,
goodness. That was
I
an
actually got
alarming call.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was really upset about that. Hey, actually, I got a question for you guys. What would be your favorite horror video game?
Ooh. You want to go first, Steve, or should I go first?
You go first.
All right. Without thinking too hard, I would say Resident Evil 2. But if I want to get obscure, I would say Eternal Darkness on the GameCube.
All right.
For me, I feel like for the nostalgia sake of it, I want to go the original Resident Evil. I think it might have been the first horror game I ever played. But more current, I like that game Until Dawn that came out.
Ooh.
The like choose your own adventure style thing.
That's pretty cool.
All right, that sounds good.
Do you have any horror video games?
If I had a... Me?
Yeah.
The horror video game that I think I like the most is probably I think it was for PlayStation 2. It was a game called Manhunt.
Oh yeah.
We know that game.
That was awesome.
I never played it.
Yeah, you can like kill people with a plastic bag and whatnot.
Yeah,
it was an extremely violent game.
That
And
sounds
there was actually another game I was thinking of. I think it was actually for the Sega Genesis called Splatterhouse.
I know what that is. That's like the fighting game with like the Jason guy, pretty much, and he goes around fucking people up. Yeah.
Yeah, you get like a 2x4. He starts beating the hell out of people with it.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I need to get that game. They have it on Virtual Console for Nintendo.
Did you guys try the new Friday the 13th game that just came out?
Neither of us have been able to, but we're dying to. I played the old one for the first time recently, but I want to play the new one so bad. It looks very fun.
You say the first one from Nintendo?
Yeah, I played that for the first time at Camp Blood this year at Mahoning Drive-In because they had it set up in the snack bar.
Oh, that game's terrible.
It was fun for me just because I got to see the purple Jason for the first time ever, you know. But I want to play the new one though. The new one looks awesome.
Yeah, I heard it's a little glitchy, and they're still trying to work out all the bugs. But
yeah,
I've seen some of the kill scenes, and it looks pretty cool.
And the fact that they actually put motion detectors on Kane Hodder, Jason's most infamous actor, so that way they could get the authentic movements of Jason, which is incredible. Yeah, I'm praying that comes to Nintendo Switch. Like I said, the original was on a Nintendo console. The new one should be on a Nintendo console.
Right.
Especially because the Nintendo Jason is DLC. in the new Friday the 13th game, which just pisses me off that it's not on the Switch. But we'll have to see, I guess. So,
all right, yeah.
So you're not really a poser after all, I heard?
Oh, don't listen to that broad. She's crazy.
All right. She said you don't know who Vincent Price is, that you...
No, I was the one who introduced her to Vincent Price.
Oh, wow. So you're flipping this tiger on its tail, aren't you? That's awesome.
Yeah, she's giving me a dirty look right now. I gotta go.
All right. Well, thank you for calling.
Ta-da.
All right. Bye-bye.
Is your phone vibrating?
Holy crap.
Oh, okay. You want to plug her in? We'll both talk to her.
Oh, shit. Yeah, why not? Hopefully she's in a good mood. Hi, Chrissy. You're on Never Sleep Again TV. How are you? Hello? You're on Never Sleep Again TV. Oh, she hung up. Well,
you tried.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll cut this episode so you can call her back.
It went better than how good it went. Yeah, you know what? We got a couple of calls. So, for now we're gonna put an end on this open forum video. Thank you for watching, Insomniacs.
Yeah,
Kurious
thank you.
Cyclopes
And Steve.
Never Sleep Again TV. See you in the next episode.